If you can see this and understand what they are doing, you are among the 0.01% of individuals who can easily look at multiple scenarios playing out and see what is in common, and then brain map all of these critical connecting factors together. Then your cognitive ability brings you to understand a lot of different stuff which is happening in the background. Because if you see this and digest these information correctly, congratulations, my friend, you now have a concrete foundation to build yourself in this huge wealth transfer. Because if you are still a naysayer who can't go through this and see what is really happening in the background, what happened in the history, then you can just exit the market instead of staying here and wasting your time. Now, I will show you how things evolved and why you can now slowly get excited about the fundamentals of XRP and the price of XRP. That is the market cycle. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. What interests me is there are a lot of interesting things happening, and you can look at the past and see, yes, these foundation were laid back then, and now the superstructure is being erected. So it is interesting to see here. If you pay attention to details, you will see those keywords which is playing out. So if you need to recognize that, you need to read through it and pay attention to details. Now let's move further and look at all those different stuff which is playing out. If you see all of that, it's not a small thing. Now this is AL, that's Lend. Now it broke above this pattern on a 4-hour chart, and I highlighted to my Patreons that this is happening. This just retested that break above and it's bouncing to the upside. Now you can personally go in and see what that asset is doing now. This call was not way back while I'm recording the video, say 2 hours, 3 hours back. I called out that this is happening. If you want to jump in, you can. Now the decision is completely up to them. I'm just pointing out to them that there is an opportunity like this. Now, why I'm stating this is because I'm reaching around 178 active Patreons, which for me, handling them is becoming a little bit difficult because a lot of guys are in the top tier and I have to manage them in person, check at their portfolios, look at what percentage of asset they have, what's the average, what assets they need to swap into which asset, and what are they looking at the near term, say in the next 3 to 8 months or 9 months. What are they planning to do? How much profit are they thinking to take back? So all of these things has to be considered based on the market cycle, long term and short term, looking at next waves, wave 1, wave 2 and wave 3, where they would like to take their profits out. So I would be limiting the number of patrons monthly entering into the Scientific Investor family's Telegram group, Telegram channel, so that I can manage them with time they require. So after 200 active patrons, I'm going to limit the number of entrants in each tier per month. So if you want to do that, you can do that as soon as possible. Now let's jump into the real details. The price is a little bit, we can say not much, but still a little bit boring from last 3-4 days, right? Yeah, we came to the upside, we reached around 0.77, we dropped all the way back to the moving average, which is around 0.46 in an hour, 200-day moving average, then slowly bounced back, and now we are in this particular trend. Now if you plot horizontal and trend line resistance and support, you'll also get different points to understand where we have to look at. But in this particular trend, say this is a hourly chart, so that you can clearly see where the price is and what it is doing with that support or resistance line, right? If you jump in and look at the same on a 4-hour chart, you can also see a clear picture without much of a noise, but many prefer short-term charts. That's why I actually highlighted that first. On a longer time frame charts, you can see this clearly, that the price come back and it is being supported by the moving average and it is now bouncing. So we have to see whether this pattern holds and it bounces to the upside, and if it does and break above point this level, say 0.656, then it's bullish because we are moving in an impulsive move to the upside after a long bearish, 3 years of bearishness, then consolidation. Now this is the impulsive move we talked before and we got that one, and now we are in the correction phase there. Now after this correction phase, if you are to move to the upside, then that's the wave 2 starting, and if you get into that wave 2 correctly, that's going to be your perfect timing. Now if you actually go in and remove all those trend lines and just plot horizontal support and resistance, you can kind of see this. We are having a critical support around 0.59, 0.6, which is the median trend line in this one, the horizontal trend. And then when you look at the range, it's currently above that. Moving average is supporting, support is there, and we were still going to try, and make a head and shoulder here, but that just got invalidated. So that kind of bearish phase there, which existed there, is now ruled out. Now if you have to look at that, concentrate on the MACD and then on the moving average, because the MACD is actually showing a positive momentum there. It's showing that it's already on the upside, on the positive trend, and then it's going to cross to the upside, which is positive and bullish, because at the same time the RSI is kind of neutral there and it is above 50, so which is a little bit more bullish than the other news. Now, if you jump back into the same one chart here and zoom in and see, we have a little bit of momentum there. If the RSI previously, as I was preparing this chart, was like, as you can see, pointing a little bit downwards or neutral position, whereas now it's slowly changing the trend towards the upside. It's kind of waking up slowly in that manner. Now, in this market, when you look now, yes, there is a lot of green happening in a little bit of medium time frame. Say if you look at short term, like 7 days, if you extend it to 30 days, a quarter and all, we get green bars. That's cool. But on a shorter time frame, you get a lot of volatility. And if you need to make profit while you trade, you need to be on the right asset on the right time. You want to discuss that? You can. Just check the Patreon link in the description. Now let's jump into news, right, which really is interesting. When Michael Harrington tweeted this one out, there are guys who says that's not a big deal, it doesn't actually matter. But if you go through that and see what really happened yesterday from Michael Harrington's institution, then SEC, then BIS, it's all kind of connected. It's all playing out. Now say this one, SEC is announcing what? SEC announces office focused on innovation and financial technology. Now financial technology is fintech, for those who are not getting that. Now here, established within Division Corporation Finance in 2018, FinHub spearheaded agency efforts to encourage responsibility innovation in financial sector. So the FinHub is being now specialized unit to become standalone office. So now it's going to be much easier for them to look at financial sector, assets which are being used for payments and say, okay, this is being used for this and this is not that. Meaning you can say it has that utility perspective, so it's not just a security, it is a utility token, it's a payment token in such a way. Now if you get into this one, which the link is actually given here itself, the FinHub, to look at what that FinHub really means, you come here and you understand it's clearly what we just stated. Now I read through that previously, so I'm kind of giving you that highlights in an easy way. Say when SEC's views and actions in the fintech space, FinHub is also forum for engaging with SEC staff by clicking engage with FinHub. So the markets, the corporations who are in the market will play this one out clearly, because if you look back in the history, you can actually see Ripple supporting a lot of different fintech hubs in different region and educating them. Now says Central Bank Payment News tweeted this one out. Today, they are highlighting this. In Milano, they are coming up with a new hub, a new innovation center intended to boost the adoption of digital technologies in the Italian financial market. So what are they highlighting? Fintech, payments. Now, that's really important. Why? Come back here. What's SEC doing? Come back here. What is being highlighted by the Bank of International Settlements? They conducted a project. Helvetia shows the feasibility of two proof of concepts. Now, I don't actually want to play the entire video through here. I'll just show you what the two proof of concepts were. Say in one, they had 4 use cases in which you can see issuance of wholesale central bank digital currency. Second one is redemption of wholesale central bank digital currency. Third one is delivery versus payment settlement of tokenized assets. Did I tell you guys this is going to happen before? I hope some of you listened by back then and started accumulating at that price. I believe that was like 1.5 2 months before, where the price of XRP was, say around 0.23 to 0.3 or below that. So if you have your average below that or even below that, say 0.18, 0.2, that is a great news. Now don't chase the market and push your average so high so that when or if the market just turns a little bit to the downside, you're entirely in red. Don't do that. Always enjoy the ride if you have already accumulated, stay safe and ride this wave. That's what you have to do. Now the fourth case there is transfer of wholesale CBDC. Now that was the first proof of concept. Now if you look at the second proof of concept, it's really interesting because it's just concentrated on this thing. Delivery versus payment settlement of tokenized assets. Now while this video is starting, they give you who are working with this. Innovation Hub, that is good. So FinTech Hub from Singapore, the Innovation Hub from that area is being highlighted. Then the SIX Exchange, Swiss SIX Exchange is being highlighted there. If you look at that, SIX Exchange here, then the BIS. Now guys, for me, I can easily see a lot of things intermediately which happened in between, and we went through all of these documents from the SIX, BIS and all different governmental central bank documents and all, explaining you guys that this is happening. Now say we caught up that wave, we are taking profits, we are reaping that profits. Many will just say you just got lucky, but your real answer should be no, we put in that time and effort to reap this profit, to create that concrete foundation below this level, that's 0.33, which was the accumulation zone, which we just broke recently, and you had hell lot of time to do that. Now if you didn't do that, it's completely up to you, because we broke below from here and broke above here, so that gave you like 490 days to do that accumulation stage. But if you didn't do that, it's completely up to you. But say you are a new guy entering the market right now, should you regret that you didn't came here a little bit early? I'll say you will have to regret a little bit, but not completely, because this market cycle is not over yet. Currently the price is at this resistance. If you look above the stage, you can only see a couple of big resistance from here. So that is like first will be around 0.96 to $1. Once that mark is there, say we are bouncing towards that, you are going to be in profit again. Now if your average is way below this, cool, hold on. And if you want to add more XRP because you have only little, yes, it's okay to do that, but remember, do that below $1. It's not that this asset is not going into 2-digit or 3-digit, but it's better for you in the long run. Even after a huge wave up, there can be long wicks to the downside if you are leveraged trading. So don't do that. Always understand the risk which you are taking in this market. Otherwise, the market makers will just kick you out, because they don't want you to be profitable. They want to make profit from you. So keeping that in mind, I heard way back from experts in the field of investing that if you don't have much of a time to look at the markets and all, I'll give you a tip. And this is not my tip. I personally got it from Howard Marks, Jim Rogers, Robert Kiyosaki, and other investors in the field with a lot of experience. They told, just look at a weekly chart, and if you kind of see huge volume coming up and everything changing, do understand whales are dipping their toes in. Now they will not jump directly in. Instead, they will dip again, dip again, dip again, buying the dips. When the price dips, they buy some more. So when the price dips, the usual retail investors say, it's going to go to the downside, and they are in that disbelief state. Whereas the other guys do the accumulation properly and then the reaccumulation properly here before this pumps to the next wave. In last video, I highlighted you that wave 1 is coming. In last 4 or 5 videos, if you watched continuously, you got that perspective, what pattern is being formed, where we can look at the next wave, say towards $1, $2, $3, $4. Everyone will have that question. If you look at that, I have explained that clearly, so I won't be jumping same here. Now, as we continue in this thing, say you read about this, you kind of get clear understanding that they are looking using near live system to settle digital assets on distributed ledger with central bank money. That gets interesting, right? Again, read it. Digital assets on distributed ledger with central bank money. So it's not only about your cross-border transaction now which needs a bridge, because you have a central bank money, wholesale CBDC, and then tokenized assets, which are digital assets. Now, you need to settle these with the central bank money. So you already need a bridge in the domestic atmosphere itself. If you don't believe in this project yet, I don't know what else to say. You just go watch last 3 or 6 months videos in this channel and go through all the documents which I am putting up in the further reading section in the description, and then ask that question yourself. Is it worth investing in this asset? If you don't think so, it's a couple of bullshits, then you can jump out. Now, Crypto Airy pointed this one out, and that's really interesting. If a company buys and holds XRP only through spot transaction, market price may fluctuate on settlement date. Crypto swap markets can fix future trading rates. Now, we understand that, right? And that's why the interest in buying up this asset will come more and more. It will increase. It won't just be the speculation side. That institutional investors will see the actual demand and they will buy it up. And along with the speculation and the burn rate, as the number of transactions are increasing per second, this is going to start that rocket. Now, this is kind of a summary which Tal Rathar actually put out. If you actually see these item which I'm presenting here, he's kind of giving you a little bit of other documents, not the same documents actually, but giving you same idea, similar idea. Now, if you go through that, you will get something clear where it's being highlighted XRP ledgers, built-in distributed exchange. So these kind of marketplace which we highlight there, and then the exchange outgoing currency with XRP and the XRP to the destination currency. These are really easy to understand if you read through this. But if you don't take that time to read through this, if you don't even have that time to watch the entire video to get all the information, then yeah, it's bad luck for you. Now, to understand, the financial market is overbought right now. There's being a lot of questions asked from the Patreon guys as well as the viewers of this channel. Should I buy this stock? Should I buy that stock? I'm personally out of stock markets. I won't do that right now. If you look at some of the cards, say Wirecard, back in I think June, July, it actually went from $170 or something. It was trending to the downside, and yes, there was fraud, but the price just dumped below $1. I think now it's around 0.5 or something. I'm actually looking back whether this institution can be brought back up towards $10 or something, because that too is a significant gain using a little bit of leverage. But I never ever advocate to use leverage because it's really risky for anyone using that. Now, this is something interesting. It shows by January 2021, which is like today is already 4th here in Korea, so you only have that 27 days. It's gonna hit $10 to $20. Right now we are below $1. Do you remember I just said if you wanna increase your portfolio, then don't increase the average above $1, because if you do, the ROI on your total capital is going to be reduced. Now, yes, I agree, you'll have some positions at 0.2, 0.3, that area, and those positions will have huge ROI. Great, cool. But say you put out $10,000, $50,000 in total, and your average is now $5. Now, you're only x2, you're only multiplying it once. Now, that's not a bad deal, but considering what you already had at the bottom, you're not doing that there well. So, in the long run, it may not benefit you completely. Now, it's completely up to you what you want to do. And if you received value for your time watching this video, please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Now, if you would like to get similar standard of research and idea about different assets in your portfolio, you can check the Patreon given in the description below. And if you just want to support the channel, you can either use PayPal, Patreon, or the XRP wallet address given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.